Hey, what's up? Welcome back to a brand new video. Hi guys. Yo, it's shit. I don't know how to do VR. I don't know how to do VR stuff anymore. Hey, what's up? My name is Bella VRC and you're watching the Bella VRC channel. That's not a stem or a tick. That's me trying to warm my voice up so I actually kind of sound like, you know, somewhat feminine. Hopefully that's the goal, at least. That's what we're trying to go for with this whole transgender thing. I'm trying to sound cute and stuff. So, or with the voice. What? I just grabbed my camera. You stay there. Stay right there now. Oh, I just grabbed you again. Let me get my hands away. Let me keep my hands to myself. Sorry, you're just looking too damn good. I just can't help myself. But hi guys, welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Bella VRC, or Bella, or Isabella. This is the Bella VRC channel, which is my channel, by the way, if you hadn't realized yet. And I am back in VR, and this is not an Avi that I've used before. I don't know if you can tell, but just a little, like, if you can notice anything. I don't know if hopefully it's working. Is it working? I don't know. Does it look okay? I'm gonna find out when editing later. What if that looks really stupid? But hi, welcome back to Bella in VR, to trans woman in VRChat doing stuff. I've been wanting to, start making videos in VRChat more often again. If you know of some of my slightly older videos from a few months back, I just grabbed the camera. I'm sorry about that. If you know of some of my older videos, then you'll know that I have done some VRChat videos in the past. It's not all VTuber stuff, and I kind of like it because I get to be expressive and stuff, and I get to use my hands and can you subscribe, please? Sorry. But like I can look if you don't subscribe, look, if you don't subscribe, I'm gonna be really fucking sad, guys. But please, pretty girl, hello beautiful girl, will you subscribe, please? I'm sorry. Not the snort. The snort's crazy. I don't know if that's got something to do with like me feeling affirmed in my womanhood or piglethood. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm snorting a lot lately when laughing. I don't know what that's like indicative of, or if that really means anything, but it's happening. It sure is happening. Your girl is snorting. Not like you know what I mean? Like, not like that, but like, just like giggles and stuff. Just giggling, innocent stuff. I don't do that stuff. Shh. I don't do that stuff. I don't. But I have something genuinely mind-blowing to talk to you guys about. It's very, you're gonna, if you're not on the edge of your seat, scoot up, baby girl, because it gets wild. It's kind of great. Let me stop. If you are not already sliding out of your chair, not sliding, hold on, Jesus Christ. If you are not sitting, not sliding, you have no reason to be sliding. Don't think about, I hope you don't understand what okay. No, ain't nobody sliding out their chair. It's not that kind of story. It's like a, oh my gosh, that's so crazy, oh my gosh type of story. Not like a, oh damn, she kind of fine, I'm slipping and sliding. Let me stop talking like this. But it's an insane, I don't even know how to like, it's like out of a fairy tale. This is crazy. So if you're watching this video, chances are that you're transgender. Yeah, that's right. I'm on to you. I sniffed you out. What the fuck? Okay. I'm not including that. No. What the fuck is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? But yeah, I sniffed you out. You smell delicious, by the way. You smell scrumptious. And let me stop. I'm sorry, I don't know how to like socialize. Like, you're right here in front of me. Hi, how's it going? I don't know how to talk to you. This is awkward. I don't know you that well anymore. I haven't been around in a while. What the fuck am I trying to say? We're not close like we used to be. And it's not your fault. It's me. I've been so all up in my head about work and work. I've been working. I've been working hard, putting in work. I'm on lower HRT right now, by the way, for like the last like week or so. Honestly, I don't even really want to get into the reasoning. I'm just having some issues with which I'm having some problems getting my supply. There's a supply and demand, and the situation's not quite picture perfect. That was me taking it. Let me stop. The situation's looking kind of risky. The situation's not really looking picture perfect. Not right now, at least. The fingers don't, why does it do like a rhombus? Why does it do like a diamond shape, like a parallelogram? The fuck are we doing? I'm in vogue. I am, I look mysterious and sexy and shit. It's crazy. I mean, that's a given. But what I need to express to y'all is, that's not what I did. Hold on. I'm trying to get it. That's not what it was. So I have known the news that I'm going to be telling you in this video for about a week now, or maybe like a week and a half or so. I just haven't gotten around to making a video about it. I've kind of been letting it soak in, and it's been really nice. It's really crazy. It's genuinely, it's crazy. You're gonna be like, what? How on earth is that the case? Like, you're lying to us, Bella VRC. You're a little liar, Bella VRC. You're lying to all your fans. We're your biggest fans, and you're lying to us. I'm not lying, and I can prove it. But not yet. I might be able to, I'm waiting for the proof myself, because this isn't making any damn sense. Let me actually get into the story. So a couple weeks ago, I was going out to spend some time with my mom in the time like leading up to this night where we were gonna go like out to eat and, catch up and talk, about trans and my gender and shit like that. We were gonna do some catching up. We were gonna, just get into stuff, talk about relationships, talk about girl stuff, talk about transgender shit and stuff, you know what I mean? And during this time, I had, this isn't very much related to the topic. I'm just trying to give you like a really good view of like where my head was at and everything. I had been like kind of like reconnecting with an old, like reconnecting. No, that's even worse. No, how do I do reconnecting without doing like either like shit, like let me stop. Jesus, like Philip. Fuck. What kind of gesture can I do that represents reconnect? How about a hug? I've been reconnecting with a friend. We just hug each other like this. Even though she's like 3,000 miles away. A virtual friend, not a virtual. It's a long distance girly that I had met like incredibly early in my transition. God damn it, transition. I don't know why I'm not doing it. It's not. That is valid. It is I'm transitioning. But this girl's like an older sister to me, and so we had like reconnected and had some really nice conversations. I think it was like kind of nice for my like self-worth and stuff to realize like how much I meant to someone who I kind of like, I don't know, I think I met her so early on that like I met her when my self-worth was like trash. I was like so far back into the closet. I was like way back, like repressed as hell. So I was like really excited to talk about this, and leading up to this night out with my mom where I was gonna, we're gonna catch up and talk about different stuff, and I was gonna tell her like, oh, I'm talking to blank again. What should we call her? Let's call her that bitch. I'm talking to that bitch again, and she's been like more active lately, and we're talking about like actually hanging out in VR again for the first time in like 9 months or something, and being able to like actually like this might be like one of my like long-term trans friends that I actually meet IRL one day. But basically I'm saying like my mind was all on this, and it made it so that I didn't get around to doing a thing that I really wanted to do during this night out with my mom, going out to dinner. We talked and yapped. I yapped a lot, and I missed this one thing that I really wanted to get to. And this one thing that I wanted to get to talking to my mom about is something that's been a long time in the making. I've been kind of really, it's like getting up to the edge of the waterfall and like falling over to where like I can't hold it back anymore. We got to talk about this. I need to let you know something. And that something is that my name is Isabella, or Bella, Isabella or Bella, whichever you fancy. But if you don't know like the backstory to how I even knew my name was like, it's always felt right to me. I didn't choose it. Like ever since I met this girl on like an MMO when I was like 7 or 8 or so. Her name, I don't even know if it was a real name, but her name in the game was Isabella. And for some reason, I could never ever shake this name. It was I always like very innately kind of held it on a pedestal in my mind. And for like, I guess like preteen years and early teen years, I still held it, like it was still in there. It was somewhere like in my heart, and I assumed like, oh yeah, that's gonna be like my wife or girlfriend or whatever. My woman someday is gonna have that name. And turns out that was not my wife's name. That was my name. That was why I couldn't let it go. That was why it brought me like more comfort. It felt like it was on this like pedestal above everything. It was just like something like so like otherworldly, something so like high up there. It was just like, oh, there's no other feminine name or name in general that matches up to Isabella. And so like, oh, hold on, let me do this real quick, if you don't mind. If that ow, my fingernail. If this is fine by you, I think it's fine by me. You know what I mean? I can't open this shit. Come on, please. There we go. Yeah, hell yeah. It's soda. It's a diet Mountain Dew. It's nothing bad. Don't fucking judge me. I'll kill you. I'll skin you alive and eat your skin. No, I did not just chug that entire thing. I swear to you, and I'm fine. I didn't drink. I swear I didn't drink that too fast. I don't know why I'm stumbling over my words. It's not even. It's a regular diet Mountain Dew, by the way. Or it was. That shit is gone. I was thirsty. Don't judge me. I was a hardworking lady today. Don't. How do I be mad? What the fuck? What is going on with the camera? How do I be angry? I don't know how to be angry. I don't know how to, what am I doing? Wait, hold on. Wait, what do I do? Wait. Yeah, don't judge me. Yeah, don't judge me. I got a big problem with you. But yeah, I've always very innately held the name Isabella to like a higher esteem in my mind, and I couldn't really figure out why. That's just like the brief little rundown of like where my name came from. It's just like one day I kind of was like, I was experimenting with the feminine stuff, and I was just like, well, what's my name gonna be on this like alt account at the time, or like wherever I was just like trying to, mess around with representation or presenting femininely, and seeing how it felt. I was just like, oh, Bella, I've always liked that name. It's always like kind of felt like stuck to me somehow. It's always like been there. Like it's always just, it's Bella or nothing. That's a catchphrase. Let me stop. Let me quit with all the damn quips and kooky gimmicks and so basically Isabella, I could see it in my mind. I could see it in my heart. It was in my heart. It was just so much more than any other name, and it damn sure was better than my dead name. And I didn't even know my dead name was my dead name at the time. I just knew I fucking hated this shit. I hated being called it, hated how people would say it, hated everything, every last, fuck all that shit. Disgusting. But I was very focused during this dinner with my mom about talking to her about this friend that I had recently reconnected with a little bit, or because we'd been busy living two different lives and everything, but we've been talking more. And so I spent a lot of time talking about my IRL friendship with a trans girl at work that I'm trying to cultivate and have it blossom, have it bloom into something beautiful, and also reconnecting with this friend who is very special to me, and she's like a big sister. Like this is my girl. This is my bitch. But I was too busy yapping about friendships and the prospect of actually socializing and how nice it is to feel so seen as myself when talking to other trans girls online, and how the difference is night and day and all that. And I forgot while out with my mom to get around to mentioning that my name is Isabella. I mentioned on the way to the restaurant that my name, just the topic of my name when talking about it in some other way, or talking about someone referring to me, but I didn't say the name. And so we talk and so we go and we sit and we eat and we talk for 2.5 hours, and we go and get in the car and we're talking a little bit more, and I think I mentioned something about my name again, or she did or something, and but I didn't say it. I still didn't bring it up. I was feeling kind of nervous. It's just nervous, it's my mom. I know that she's always seen me as a dude, a boy, a guy, a man. Ugh, that's gross. I hate that word. That shit never felt right. Period. That's full stop, point blank, period. Cut that shit off. Get that shit out of here. Man, never. I was even as 12, at 12 years old and shit, being outside doing shit with my dad, and having people say oh, this is what little boys are supposed to learn so that you know it when you become a man. And I was just me? Are y'all sure? This can't be. Something feels what? Yeah. Something's up. It basically felt as if I literally was something that could not be a man. They were if it was a Venn diagram, the two circles had no overlap like that. They were fully separate. It was just this is not something that can be a man. That's not a reality that could even happen. We're just waiting for it. We're just waiting for this thing to happen, for me to just be I'm so bad at doing these air quotes, to be a man, to be a man. I don't know. It never made sense to me, because it felt so odd. It felt so y'all are sure? Is this gonna happen, right? I'm gonna be a man someday? This shit something's not adding up. This is not this doesn't, I don't think so. I doubt it. And I was right. So, but I know she's seen me as a guy or whatever, or her son, etc. And I also kind of like, I don't really use Isabella as much as I do Bella, because it's just, I don't know, it's shorter. It's kind of a cute little nickname, Bella. And so we're sitting in the car and the topic of my name comes up again, and I don't tell her because I'm nervous, even though like the day before and the day before that, you know, I was thinking like, oh, when this comes around, like I do want to tell her today. And we're sitting there like in silence for a minute on that topic, and she says, what if I just call you B instead of like the actual name? And I was just like, wait, what? Huh? What do you, why would you want to, why B? Why was that doesn't, what does that mean? And she was just like, because I saw your name. I was like, what? No. What? Really? Oh gosh. And I was just like, oh, like that was shit caught me off, like it just caught me so off guard. It just caught me so off guard. I was like, what are you talking about, B? What the fuck? You know my name is, how do you know my name is Bella? What are you talking about? I have not told you yet, Missy. How do you know this? Who told you this? And she was like, and she told me that my little cousin logged onto YouTube on the TV like a weekend prior when she was here. And my mom is just not telling me this, by the way, but my little cousin, who, you know, is gonna at this point has gone back to the family, to her family, and like where my other cousins are, and my aunt, and everybody, with the knowledge okay, so basically what happened is my little cousin goes on the TV to look at YouTube somehow or another, and I tend to be pretty good at keeping this shit on lock, so I don't know how I made this mistake, but apparently I did. My mom's like, yeah, she went on the TV and she went on YouTube, and it like it did like the profile sign-in screen, and she was like, why is dead name's name on here Bella? And obviously saying my dead name, and I asked my mom, I was like, what? Like she knows? Like what did you tell her? What did you say to her? And my mom's like, I didn't know what to say. I was just like, what did you say? Like I'm like kind of on top of my shit, so like immediately I'm thinking of like a million different excuses. If it was me and in those shoes and she had been like, why is your name Bella on here? I'd have been like, oh, that's a girl I had over last weekend. She was actually, sorry. Oh yeah, that's a girl. Oh yeah, that's just this one broad I had over last week. No, but like, yeah, this one chick hanging out with me. It was a good time. Her name's Bella. You should meet her sometime. Yeah, we're kind of going steady. No, bitch, that's me. That's me. But I'm immediately thinking of like excuses of like what I would say in the moment if it was me right there in those shoes being questioned on why it says Bella on the TV screen. And I asked my mom, like, what did you tell her? What did you say? She was like, she was like, I didn't say anything. I didn't know what to say. I just changed the subject. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? You just ignored her? You just changed the fucking subject. You realize that she saw the profile. She thinks of me with my dead name and manhood that she perceives, and she, in her head, she associates, she's just like, oh, that's his account. Why is it named Bella? And you don't give her any kind of diversion to like go back home with. You let her just leave with the assumption, the correct assumption, by the way, that my account is the one with the name Bella, instead of just like just making up anything. My god. No, dude, fuck, this is so stressful. I didn't say all that shit, but I was just like, what the fuck? Why you couldn't make up anything at all? Nothing. Not a single fucking thought. Luckily nothing came of that. You know, I didn't get a random text from another cousin being like, why did she say your name's Bella? What are you, gay or something, bro? It's like, yeah, but not the way you think, so leave me alone. But yeah, so apparently my mom like hears her say that, goes in there and like looks at the TV and sees my actual this YouTube channel that you're watching right now. She sees that on the TV screen, the profile picture, the and everything. And luckily neither of them are like tech savvy, so like I know they're not gonna like be checking my channel after having seen it. You know, neither of them are gonna fucking remember the ad. But yeah, but this was like 4 days before that dinner, like 5 or something like that. And that's when she found out that, you know, I'm going by Bella, and so that's why she brought up B. And I'm just like, well, yep, that's it. So you know my name. Wow, that's crazy. You know, not even thinking to mention the fact that, you know, that it's, you know, the full thing is Isabella. I go by Bella. I told her my name was Bella. I thought she, you know, would have put 2 and 2 together and, you know, not really thought much of it. But then we talk a little bit more about my friend who I was like reconnecting with. We talk a little bit more about like different things on the way home. And when we're almost home, you know, I kind of remembered the fact that wow, she knows my name now. That's crazy, because normally, like, when it pops into my head, you know, it also pops in with the extra little asterisk applied to it that, like, oh, my mom doesn't even know it. She doesn't know my name, and that's kind of sad. But like, at that moment, that it was the first, after, like, you know, having the conversation about it, then getting off that topic, not thinking about it, the very next time it popped back into my head, it kind of like hit me again, the realization that, like, oh shit, this woman right next to me, she knows my name. And so I kind of brought it back up. I was like, so you know my name now? She was like, yep. And then she was like, and how did you like, you know, come to that name? I can't remember exactly, like, didn't you say it had something to do with, like, cause I had told her, like, years ago that I, like, really liked this name. You know, it's crazy foreshadowing. Neither of us knew that it was gonna just be my name, but, like, I told her that this name was, like, stuck with me. Like, or maybe I probably didn't express it as much as I felt it, but I knew in my heart this whole time for the last 15 years or so that this name was, like, in my heart. This shit was, like, stuck with me. It was something to me. And so, you know, here are the facts that we've laid out at this point. She now knows my name, and she knows my name is Bella. She's not thinking about anything like above that or outside of that. It's strictly just Bella, Bella. And so I'm telling her the story of how I came to my name. I'm telling her when I was 7, you know, I met this girl with this name on a game, and the name just stuck with me. I always very, like, innately held it to this higher esteem in my mind than any other feminine name or any other name in general, and it was just, like, inescapable. And I thought that it was gonna be like my soulmate has to have this name. This name is something to me. I feel it. I just feel it in my heart. And I go through the entire kind of, like, build up to it by the story of how I, like, found my way to it. Or I guess, like, if you kind of imagine like a stairway going up like that, like we're working our way up to it, and then I'm gonna, like, say it at the end, even though, I mean, we already went over the fact that it's Bella, but I kind of wanted, like, the story itself to not mention the name until the end, and at the end for me to, like, mention, like, and her name was Isabella. And so I did the whole build up, and I was just like, I met this girl with this name, and yada yada. The name always meant something to me. I thought it was gonna be my soulmate. Ends up that, you know, all these years ago, you know, it was my name when I saw this girl when I was only, like, 7 years old with the name Isabella. And she, keep in mind, she was not even thinking about Isabella. She was thinking about Bella. Like, imagine her in the driver's seat over here. And I said, and this girl named Isabella. She turns to me, and it clicks in this moment. It clicks in her head. And she turns to me and she says, "You're Isabella?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Not just Bella?" I was like, "No, it's always been Isabella. It's not just Bella." And I swear to you, I don't know if you're gonna believe me. I don't know. I hope that I've proven myself through all the videos. If this is your first video by me, obviously you don't know to trust me any more than any other random video that you've clicked on. But I need you to know that I'm telling you the truth with this story. It blows my mind. Again, she looks to me and says, "You're Isabella?" And I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Not just Bella." And I said, "No, it's Isabella. It's always been Isabella." And she looks back to me and says, "My daughter was gonna be named Isabella." What? Huh? What? That was what? I said, "What?" She said, "Yes." She said, "If I had a daughter, that was what I was gonna name her." I said, are you serious? No. There's no, y'all, I don't know if you get what I'm saying here. If I had been born assigned female at birth, literally on my birth certificate it would have said Isabella. On my birth certificate. That's the name she had picked out for if it was a girl, which it was. But that was the name. That was her number one name. She was like, "Oh yeah, I knew it had to be like an Ella name. I really like names that ended in Ella." I was thinking like I always really liked Isabella or Gabriella, but Isabella way more than the other one. And I was like, just to clarify, because it felt better to my heart for her to like, I didn't want it to be like, oh, it's 50-50, or like I very slightly picked Isabella over. I was like, was there like a big, like, you say you prefer both of those, was it a pretty big difference between the two? And she was like, "Oh yeah, I like Isabella was number one, absolutely." What? It literally, and she never told me this. This is something, do y'all realize? This is like a fairy tale. She literally, without her ever having told me that this is the name that she would have chosen, without any prior, because I mean, we would have never talked about like, oh, what if I had been a girl as a kid? I grew up in the rural South. I was very much a boy. I was very much like forced into that box by my older brothers and shit, by people around me, just rural, conservative country country folk. It was just, you know, oh, what if I had been a girl and what would my name have been? Would have never been a conversation that we would have had. This was just a name that I had found, and I'm not religious. I'm you know, incredibly skeptical. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in paranormal, supernatural, nothing. But this is like I mean, I rationally understand that it is technically a coincidence. I mean, it should be, because I don't believe in anything like that. But what in the fuck? How does she pick the name Isabella when oh my god, when pregnant with her child? If it comes out a girl, she's gonna name it Isabella, and she comes out, she comes out, I worded that correctly. She comes out as a girl, but everyone thought it was a boy, and they gave her a different name. They gave me a different name, a dead name that sucks ass and is lame and dead and fuck that shit. And they gave her a different name and everything, and you know, it was never mentioned to her that her name would have been Isabella. Not once was it ever mentioned to me. I had nothing, no bias towards this name, nothing other than me meeting someone with the name and it just like imprinting on my fucking soul. Anytime I would see like a girl in a show named Isabella or Bella or either of those two names, but especially Isabella, like it was just like, this name means something to me. This name is something, and I don't know like what exactly yet. I don't know, you know, I don't fully know what's going on here, but I know this name is something. And I've heard stuff about like gender identity, I believe forms in utero, or like what you'll end up like, kind of like your schema or whatever of, you know, the category of woman or man and these different like social categories, what they actually mean and the characteristics that you apply to them subconsciously, that develops a little bit later. But as far as I know, like the gender identity itself, it develops I don't know exactly. I don't understand exactly how it all works, but I feel like I've heard people mention that, you know, gender identity forms in utero. So I don't know if like somehow in her head she was like thinking of the name Isabella, you know, before she knew if it was a boy or a girl, and inside I'm woman maxing, my gender identity is female, and somehow her thinking if it's a female it's gonna be Isabella, and me inside being like, I am a female and I'm gonna be named Isabella, like somehow the connection made the name imprint. This is all bullshit. Like I don't think this is how it would work. I mean, I'm not a neuro person, scientist, neurobiologist, neurochemistry, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not dumb. Sort of. Leave me alone. I'm not stupid, guys, I swear. Basically, this is me trying to like figure out how on earth this could be something other than a coincidence, while also, you know, being someone who doesn't believe in religion and stuff and like some kind of divine thing. But it like, what the fuck? Literally, it would have been on my birth certificate. Isabella, the name that I found to be mine, that it's like imprinted on me at a young age, and I never chose it. I never consciously said like, oh, I like this. It just was there. It was just in my heart. I didn't say, oh, I like this. I didn't like compare it to other names. There was no comparison to be had. It was just, oh, this name, this means something to me. The second I actually like experienced it in any kind of meaningful way through like having a friend with that name or something like that, or like it was the friend I had on the game, and then like hearing it in shows and stuff, like characters named Isabella and shit like that, like it just stuck. It was there. I could feel it my whole life, and it literally was the name that is the name. And so it started getting emotional, and she was just like staring at me, and by that time we got in the driveway, and she was just like, neither of us could believe what was going on. Like I was like telling her, I was like, it's always been Isabella. I was telling her all this stuff, you know, how it's like it's been in my heart like my whole life. I've never ever been able to like attribute or like put any other name on like a higher pedestal in my mind. Like it's always been Isabella. And one thing, and I won't give you all this detail for obvious reasons, but I have not, or had not at this point, found my middle name. And so I'm feeling emotional, but mostly in shock at this whole conversation that we're, you know, in this moment we were having about Isabella, just the first name. And she tells me, yeah, my daughter would have been named Isabella. That was gonna be my daughter's name. And then she says, Isabella blank. And I repeated it, you know, first and middle name, what her daughter's name would have been. And I just felt like a flood, an absolute flood of emotion, and I just started crying so hard into my arm like this, just sobbing, and holding her hand with my other hand, like you know, we're still in the car, and I'm just sobbing into my arm because I now know my middle name. I now know my first and middle name, and I'm not gonna tell you both of them, even though, I mean, they're not my legal name, so it's not like you can, but someday, hopefully, but I know my first and middle name, and they are so beautiful, and I cannot get over them, and I can't believe it. It's crazy, because I always hated my dead middle name, and I never really knew why, but it felt like even worse than my dead first name, and I despised my dead middle name, despised with every, fiber in my being, and she told me what my middle name is. I was gonna say was, but it's not was, it is, and I'm so, I can't really give more details, because I don't want to give it away, but I am just so very in love with the woman I am. I can't get over the fact that I now know my name. It's so, I can't even, wow, and it feels so right. It feels like me. It's just like, oh God almighty, I was made to be this woman. This is my name. This is my name. That was never my name. That wasn't who I was. That wasn't someone I could ever be. I was never gonna be that man. No matter how hard I tried, it was never gonna work. It was never gonna happen. I wasn't him. He never existed. Family members will mourn their sons and daughters, as they call it, but those children never existed. She always had a daughter, and her daughter is named Isabella, and her daughter is so very in love with life and so incredibly optimistic and hopeful for the future. All the, the social issues and political issues be damned. I do not give a fuck. I will not stop believing in this life and how beautiful it can be. This life can get as ugly as it wants and try its damnedest to make me stop believing in it, and I will never, ever fucking stop. I can't bring myself to. I simply can't. I don't care how rough things get on the outside. I know my fucking name, and I will not stop fighting for that. I will not stop fighting for all the beautiful people in my community and all the beautiful people that I've yet to meet. I will not stop building friendships and building family with people I don't even know yet. Like the friend that I mentioned I'm reconnecting with, that girl's like my fucking older sister. And so this girl across the country from me that I met when I was in the very earliest stages of questioning my gender, I hadn't even really asked the question directly, am I trans? The furthest I had been, the furthest I was into this whole thing of realizing all of this, the point that I was at when I met this girl was simply, I was 90 pounds heavier than I am now. I was a mute, fully mute in VRChat, and I couldn't figure out why I felt so much more comfortable using feminine avatars. I could not figure it out. I didn't know why it felt weightless, it felt comfortable, it felt nice, it felt like me, and using the masculine ones, it just felt so weird, odd, unnatural, misaligned, uncomfortable even, so I met this girl who's a few years older than me and a lot further along and very deep and very wise, and we have really nice discussions about all these little things, and really I think getting a good grasp on life and the point of it, and being grateful for any time that you have left in your hourglass as you have it, and really fighting for it, not waiting. I do want to kind of read some things that I've articulated to her sometime in a video or something like that, because it's really, we get into really deep things and they're really nice. Maybe I could read out a message that I've written to her about things I've been thinking about, and then articulate even more and expand on it in a video. But we talk about a lot of deep things, and I really value her, and she really values me, and she very much plays kind of a an older sister role. She very much plays an older sister role for me. So it's really nice. It's really amazing. But what I was saying was, I know my name, and I will not stop fighting for this life. I will not stop fighting for the people around it. I will not stop fighting for the people around me in this beautiful community. I would never let, some bigoted person think that I'm one of the good ones. I'm one of the worst ones. Trust. I am here for the trans people, for the queer people. I am here to spread love and to be as much of a light in this world as I possibly can be. And I'm only human, but I want to iron out any of the issues, anything stopping me from being the absolute most radiant light that I can possibly be with all of the strength that I have available to me. I believe in this life. I believe that I can do something fulfilling. I believe that a life that feels fulfilling and wonderful and impacts other people in beautiful ways and is not a selfish life. I believe that it's something attainable, and I believe that I'm trying, even in this YouTube channel, trying to grasp a hold of that a little bit. I'm trying to claim my life and make it into what I want it to be, and what I wish for it to be, and who I want to be. I want to manifest that woman. I want to manifest me, because I know my name. Finally, after 23 and a half years or so, I know my name, and I am so head over heels in love with it. I am in love with the woman I am. I'm in love with the life that I lead, even though it's so very far from perfect. There's so much room for improvement, but I mean, right now, I have all the time in the world to do so. I've been here. I'll read you a thread that I wrote just yesterday on Bluesky. I wrote, "Why do some girls hate their transness? Sure, I'd have less of an emotional weight day to day, but I wouldn't have this beautiful community around me. I likely wouldn't be as conscientious and aware of social issues, considering I'd be a white cis woman raised in the rural South. I'd be way more privileged and much more ignorant and insufferable anytime trans people would be brought up in conversation around me. I also wouldn't have this beautiful, complex, and extensive journey to keep progressing on. By pure chance, I've been given purpose. I've been given something to fight for and to strive towards. I've been given room to grow, a path to go down, peace in my body to look forward to. By coincidental circumstances of having been born trans, I am nothing without the pressure that formed me into the woman I am. That's who I'm proud of." And that is what I believe. That's the mindset I want to have around this whole thing. I've been given purpose by pure circumstance. I've been given, room to grow. I have all this, look at all this progress I can make. Look at all of the sky's the limit. So let me see what I can do with it. I've got all the time in the world to figure it out. I've got all the time in the world to make more friends and try to be a better friend, try to be, just a more, I want to be, really incredibly, thoughtful and considerate and, smart. I want to be, a very, very solid, well-rounded person, someone who, someone will meet and be like, "Oh my god, I'm very glad to have this person in my life." I want to be that, with none of the ego. I want that for other people. I want to just be someone who people feel like they can let their shoulders down around. So I'm rambling off the topic a lot. I think I get in my emotions talking about this topic, because I know my name. It's a big deal, but yeah, this is amazing. I know my name. Finally. And I'm so excited to learn more about who this girl is, this woman that I am. I'm so excited to build her into something beautiful and valuable to this community, or try my best to. I really want to, very, very, very much so. So thank you so much for listening to this video. I really appreciate it, genuinely. The fact that you would spend so much time of your day just to listen to some girl on the internet yap about whatever is on her mind is really sweet and really kind and generous of you to spend, some of the sand in your hourglass here with me. So yeah, take care of yourself, please. I really mean that. Please do. Please take care of yourself. Be patient, be kind, give yourself grace, because the world is so incredibly ready and willing to not do those things, to not give you any of that. People are so ready to judge and be mean and, all kinds of other nasty behaviors that, especially people in this community are dealing with every single day. So, don't be on their side. Try to, don't give yourself a hard time and try to outweigh that, try to counterbalance that weight by giving yourself space and patience and space to grow and to progress and, believe in her in the mirror, or him, or whoever you may be. I very much appreciate you regardless. Thank you for listening or watching this video. I think that'll be about it for this topic, but I do want to say, if you want to support me, then leaving a like and subscribing, notifications, all that cool stuff is the best way to do that. Also, being a member for early access to videos and some members only videos for $3, $5, or $8, all US dollars, is the best way to support me. But never felt obligated. Just the fact that you would choose to spend some of your time here is so, I'm so very grateful. That's more than enough, and it's so sweet of you. And I just want to say thank you, sincerely. Thank you for spending some of your time here with me, Bella VRC, or just Bella, or Isabella, but my channel is Bella VRC. That's me beaming it into your brain so you don't forget me, so you'll come back later, because I love y'all and shit. I love seeing you. And no, but even if you don't stop by again, I want you to take care of yourself, please do, because the better you take care of yourself and cultivate yourself into something that feels good in their own life and in their own skin, the more radiant and, you know, kind that you naturally will be to the people around you. You know, the more you reinforce those, you know, beautiful tendencies that are naturally giving instead of taking, instead of being selfish, the more you naturally reinforce those tendencies, the more they will naturally show up more effortlessly as you show up in the world and around people and interact with people. So please take care of yourself, and you'll be a net positive for yourself and everyone around you. But yeah, I'm railing my absolute ass off. I'm gonna stop yapping now, and I'm gonna let you go. But I do hope that you'll come back soon sometime. So thank you so much for watching this video. I already said the like and subscribe stuff, so I guess I should also say, like, if you want more Bella VRC in your life, I have a Bluesky where I yap quite a bit in the description below, as well as a Twitch channel and a second YouTube channel that I think is not too far from 600 subscribers. It's mainly for VODs right now. It's like Bella Live or something, but I do want to use it for other stuff eventually, you know, just more, I guess, experimental videos, maybe like some kind of podcast type stuff. Maybe we'll see what we do. We'll figure it out. But yeah, thank you so very much for watching. Let me give you, come here, let me give you a big ol' hug. I love you and shit. That was so nice of you. Thanks for hanging out with me. The voice is not really voicing right now, but that's just fine, because I'm transgender. It's a given. It's okay to be imperfect. It doesn't, like, I could do an entire video like this. That doesn't make me any less of who I am. That doesn't make me anything other than Isabella. So take care of your beautiful self. Come back soon if you'd like to. I'd love to have you again sometime, and I really appreciate you spending your time here today with me. I'm gonna send it to future Bella to thank my members, and then it's gonna skip back. It's gonna be VTuber Bella, and then it's gonna skip back to me in VR to say a couple of words right after future Bella. Go ahead, take it away, that way. Take it away, future Bella, wherever she's coming from. She'll just pop up over me. Bye guys, see you after the member read thing. My amazing members that I appreciate so very much are Oaken, Edenvale, Radiant Foxy, Coco, Tearful Link, Katie, Ace Trainer, Ellie, Rendrop, O-Slime, Ellie, Ardea, Blue Jan, Bleedin' Blush, Harmony, Marlo's Corner, Game 5, Queen Moon, Maya Bunny, Liana, Bacon Bit, Goomdrop, Lastly, Maya, Noah, Clara, Skylar, Dimled, Locian, Kira, Cameron, Maria, Riley, Bubsy, On, Zilu, Ashley, Griffin, Mia, Bryn, Fishy, Reborn, Frog Juice, Mindstrone, DeHoost, Ocean Under the Stars, Lily, and That One Bohemian. Thank you all so very much for being members of my channel. I appreciate you so very much, and I hope you have a lovely day. Back to past Bella for the outro. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Give me feedback in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on any of this, anything at all. But yeah, share your thoughts if you'd like to. I'd love to read them and reply to as many as I can. But yeah, thank you for watching. My name is Bella VRC, and I will see you in the next video very, very soon. I love you. 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 Bye guys. Bye.